I can't just sit around and expect things to happen for me. I have to work every day, kahit little steps lang, towards a bigger goal. A huge part of that moment that people don't see, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But what took for me to get to that point is not seen on social media. No one will ever give me what I want but myself. Like, it's up to me if I want to make things happen. If I have a dream and a goal, it's really up to me.
I'm glad you mentioned that about the work put in that people don't see, because just recently I was so touched by your husband's post. He was very proud of you being at Milan and Paris Fashion Week. And I have to admit, I was one of those that I assumed you were invited because you were Pia Wurtzbach. But he detailed how what it took for you to get there. He said that you took so many meetings, you wanted to prove yourself, you wanted to make it there, and you put in the work for that to actually happen. When in fact, what we just see, oh, ganda na outfit ni Pia sa Milan. Di ba, parang, that was so eye-opening to me na parang, wow, even if you're you, it takes that pa rin.
Yeah. Like in the case of like the fashion weeks, honestly, in that part of the world, people don't really the Miss Universe card doesn't work as well
As Asia.
as Asia. That's the honest truth. It might even be a disadvantage. Kasi, syempre may stereotyping, di ba? Not saying that all of them are like that. Pero hindi mo maiwasan, may ganun. And to people that don't follow pageants, there are still a lot of people out there who think like we all have just come from the same mold, and then there's nothing else to offer. And then pageant patty, yun ang una nila naisip agad na I don't think I want to associate my brand with a pageant girl. Alam mo yun? So it's not easy to break through that industry, especially if you come from pageants. So, like, huge respect to the girls who have been able to kind of cross over into different careers. Kasi ako kahit na hindi sa fashion world, kahit naman sa real world, if you come from a pageant, and say you're a lawyer, like law student ka nung sumasali ka pa lang, and then sumali ka sa Binibini, ganyan, and then now you wanna continue on your career as a lawyer. May struggles yan na how are people gonna take you seriously when they've seen you there on stage, answering a question, being in a swimsuit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, if you cross over to to your own business or to like yung mga ganyang careers or even fashion, challenging siya.
Yeah.
Oo, kasi parang kailangan mong patunayan na pageants are not what you think it is. We're not, hindi lang kami ganito na maganda lang. And also, may bubuga pa kaming iba pa.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge talaga. So, yeah.
Oh, all that hard work paid off. I saw the news about the media values you generated from Fashion Week. I mean, conquering new worlds. Congratulations. I'll skip to that because you're there already. It's actually supposed to be last, but chapter 25 is titled, Oh, You Think You're Done? It's Only the Beginning of a Brand New World. That's actually my favorite title of all the chapters because you've talked about this before when I've interviewed you na parang, yeah, it's great that you won this or achieved this goal, but what comes after is equally challenging. And this applies to so many people also who listen to Paano Ba To, whether they were, kunyari, achievers in school or maaga silang nag-hit ng first million or whatever in their 20s. Parang redefining what they are moving forward is always a challenge because you're referred to as something you did in the past. So how is that? How do you navigate and continue to navigate what comes after, what comes next?
Oh my gosh. It was hard at the beginning kasi there's my identity crisis kasi pinagdadaanan ng girls after passing on the crown eh. it's not talked about a lot, but I
Mhm.
don't mind sharing na almost every girl will, after they pass on, it's kind of like, what do I do now? Like, am I gonna do my advocacies? Am I going to be an actress, model, influencer? Magpo-politics ba ako? Magbi-business
Mm.
ba ako? O magpa-family na lang ako? There's so many
Yeah.
directions that you can go to. So, ako, kung ano-ano lang din tinatry ko, di ba? Parang kung saan-saan ako napunta din after Miss You. But it is hard to reinvent yourself. And I think I kept telling myself, I don't want Miss Universe to be the peak of my career
Mm.
where parang, well, hindi ko na matop yun or hindi ko na siya mapantayan na yung mga ibang achievements ko hindi na le-level dun sa ganun.
Mhm.
Sabi ko, o sige, siguro hindi siya televised. Siguro it's not as many people seeing it all over the world, but let me just find something that will make me feel as fulfilled as I did when I got that goal.
Mhm.
Kasi parang, how do you define success, diba? Is it
Mm.
by the number of people who saw your win? Is it by how many people, by a specific amount of money that you earn? Is
Mhm.
it an award? Is it like, how do you even define that? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very like goal oriented, and I kind of like, I need to have like a goal in mind to
Mhm.
be able to have purpose in what I do every day. But as I've gotten older, I've realized na I don't need millions of people to see my small wins here and there. Parang I can celebrate those wins
Yeah.
also. And yeah, it's hindi siya madali.
Mhm.
Talagang mahirap siya. Ako naman, for example, I always think about the next thing I wanna do. Like, ayokong matenga din.
Mm.
Kasi pagka wala akong ginagawa, dun na, di ba sabi nga nila, idle hands are the devil's playground.
Playground?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really true. Pagka wala kang ginagawa, that's when your mind starts playing tricks on you. That's when you start doubting yourself and thinking like, ay, baka wala na ako, ganyan-ganyan. It's when you're not doing anything. So I just am always constantly thinking of the next thing.
Mhm.
And when it comes to parang rebranding, ganyan, the things that I'm doing now are towards that. So it's been 8 years na rin naman since Miss Universe, and I feel like I've I've milked that cow. I've milked that cow already. So I am ready to show, another side of me and explore other
Mm.
creative ways that I can express myself.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Actually, mas masaya yung after the crown eh.
Really.
Kesa yung
Harder, but mas masaya.
mas masaya kasi may control ka na
Mm.
sa direction ng career
Yeah.
mo.
Yeah.
And like literally the world is your oyster. Like
Mhm.
you can do whatever
Yeah.
you want. I mean, okay, it sounds like, oh, syempre kasi Miss Universe ka, so you can do whatever you want. But it applies to
Yeah.
new beginnings,
Right.
right? It applies to breakups. Like when you break up with somebody, what's next? It's a new chapter. So it's also a fresh start. It applies to graduating. So, okay, tapos na yun. Now, what's next? So, it's the same. Parang the part of my life is over and now it's like on to the new thing, the new chapter. And yeah.
Okay, 3 things. Dami kong gusto sabihin.
Go.
First is that that resonates with me because I turned 40 this year.
Mm.
And I was looking back, sabi ko, when I was like 18, I would look at someone who's 40 and like, that's so old.
Yeah.
40. Parang it's like nearing the end of your life. But now that,
Kaloka yun.
diba? No, but when you're younger,
Yeah.
parang 40 is so adult. It's like, next step is palolo ka na, palola ka na.
Oh
But
my God.
now that I'm 40, I thought I would feel like the options would be less. But parang I'm more excited kasi ang dami pang pwedeng gawin. To your point. Second is, I know that it's been 8 years since Miss Universe, but what I appreciate naman about you is that you constantly redefine what a beauty queen is and can be. Kasi 'di ba? I mean, we have a idea of what a beauty queen is, and to this day when you're introduced on stages,
Mhm.
in television shows, that's still part of your title, and I don't necessarily think that is something that is in the past. It's more of like you're expanding
Mhm.
what that means, especially for the pageant goers of this generation as well. And then last, I love how you articulated um yung parang yun nga, meron tayong nagawa in the past, let's say, and that sets the standard, not just for other people, but sometimes to us as well, na parang, can I do something like that again? And I love how you put it in a way na it's not necessarily that you'll do something of that magnitude again, but it's
Mm.
more of the feeling that you
Yeah.
get when you do it. Like, I'm sure when you do your advocacies with Love Yourself,
Mhm.
with other groups for HIV/AIDS awareness, parang even if it's like a video on your man on the street in Boracay, parang putting that together gives you the same, oh, this is what, referring to Billie Eilish, this is what I was made for, di ba?
Mm.
Parang ito yung reason why I'm here to do this. And that's a great way to explain to people na parang
Yeah.
it doesn't hindi mo kailangan gawin yun ulit. There
Yeah.
are so many other things that you
For
can
sure. Kasi may mga sumasali na napilitan lang eh. Sa totoo lang Merong mga girls na they're there in the competition, but you can tell that it's not their goal to win. Some of them say it
do. Mm-hmm.
to me. Like, they say it out loud. They're like, kasi I want to be a model after this. It opens doors eh.
Mm-hmm.
So yun. So imagine, pareho kaming sumali sa Miss U. Ang goal ko, malaki kasi I mean the whole country's watching, we're very passionate about it, and it was my personal dream. But there are other girls who joined because they're thinking about their next step already.
Yeah.
So what if that girl wins? Is it gonna be as fulfilling to her compared to somebody who really wants it?
Yeah.
Hindi. So, but to the eyes of many, when they watch it on TV, wow, Miss Universe. But really, to the person who won, is it fulfilling to you? Is it really your dream?
Yeah.
It looks successful on the outside. It looks like a big win. Pero it's still that feeling like, is this truly making me happy?
Yeah.
And you mentioned yung Love Yourself, yung advocacy ganyan. Like, you know, when I post about it, it's not getting the same amount of views.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are like,
advocacy posts, not so really, for
Diba?
sure.
parang minsan nga natatanong pa ako ng mga tao, hindi mo na ginagawa yung mga advocacy mo. Parang, Mars, post ako ng post. Hindi nyo kasi nakikita or hindi nyo napapansin. But to me, I've never asked a single cent from any of these organizations to pay me to show up. I just show up, and I've been doing it because I feel a sense of purpose when I do. I know it sounds like a pageant answer, pero it's really true. You come to a point in your life where you find parang purpose and value in the things that you're doing. It's nice to be in front of the camera and to do these shoots. But when I'm doing the advocacy work and I'm with real people, these are real people who are not in showbiz, and they have real stories to tell. And that's the kind of stories that I love to hear.
Yeah.
And I form friendships with them. I can be creative. Like, kunyari yung holding space show ko, I thought about that concept of like, ayoko na sa studio, bumaba tayo, pumunta tayo sa mall. Gusto ko maghila ng mga tao doon. Gusto ko silang tanungin. Lumabas tayo, parang huwag na tayo dito sa studio. And it's an avenue for me to, again, express how I feel, to be creative, and to think of ways to make advocacy engaging for my viewers.
Yeah.
I really have a lot of fun with it. Like, I do. I always look forward hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Kasi I feel like it's a break from showbiz.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's
So-
why continue to do what you do. Definitely it raises a lot of awareness, even if guys hindi kasing dami yung views and likes and comments, but absolutely important work. Okay, last chapter that I wanted to I guess dissect with you. Chapter 19, the cost of being an official candidate. One of the lines told to me when I was younger that I carry with me until now. When I was in college, Parang I was modeling at the time.
Mhm.
I've shared this here on the podcast before. We had a parang branded event in Boracay. This is
Mhm.
pre-social media days. Ha? So
Okay.
branded event in Boracay, and then I had just come out in like a commercial. Eh, di ba at that time, celebrity ka if you're like on TV, magazine covers, or like nasa TVC ka. So parang may mga taong nagpapapicture. And then we couldn't go straight to our back to the hotel, I think. And
Mm.
then my college friend who was also in the ad with me, Evan Santos, he goes to me, well, that's the price you pay for the life you choose.
Mhm.
And he said it so casually. But in my head, I'm like, it made such an impression on me. And I love sharing this story because in anything that we do, if we want to do something big, there's a price to pay.
Mhm.
If you want to achieve this certain goal, there is a price to pay. It's not all as it seems.
Mhm.
There is something that has to be done that goes into it. And I guess, yeah, the cost of being an official candidate and everything that you continue to do, diba? It
Mhm.
looks effortless, but as you said earlier, it takes a lot of effort to look effortless.
Yeah. The cost is your privacy for
Mhm.
sure. There have been moments in the past where like stuff about my family has been unraveled, and parang most of them were not from I wasn't ready to share the family struggles when my mom and sister were having disagreements,
Mhm.
and it was very public. That's a big example of like, okay, I wanted to share my life, but not this much,
Mm.
all this soon, and sabay-sabay pa, and
Mm.
then it's like coming from heightened emotions. So, but then you're like, but people feel that they're they have they have an opinion about it, and then that
Mm.
their life is your life is also their business, and then that's all the only part that I don't like.
Yeah.
Is wala ka ng privacy. Some of the things you share with people in confidence, it just like goes out. And then, of course, when you're outside, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining naman or ranting, but syempre hindi ka naman palaging masaya. You're not
Mm.
always ready to your social batteries also run out
Mhm.
sometimes, and you're not able to greet people with the same level of energy
Yeah.
as they greet you, but then you got to put a face on, and then so you don't disappoint. And I'm a little bit of a coward, like I can't say no to people and pictures, so I just I suck it up, and I'm like, oh, sige po, ganyan, but deep inside I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm dying. Like I really just want to
Yeah.
sleep right now. I want to be on my own in my room.
Mm.
And those are just the moments where I feel like minsan nakakalimutan na tao
Mm.
tayo, na napapagod, nalulungkot, nagagalit,
Mm.
nagugutom,
Mm.
nahihirapan, and I think that's the big cost of it.
Yeah.
I used to, after I won the first few years, I used to love dressing up, like kahit nasa eroplano lang or pupunta lang sa mall, nakaayos ako,
Mhm.
naka-makeup ako, ganyan. It's almost like I like being seen.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like parang, and then, pagka dinudumog ako, hindi ko gusto. So parang,
Mhm.
ano ba talaga? Ba't ka nakaganyan? So parang when I look back, I'm like, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Like, ba't ka naka-heels? Punta ka lang sa mall. So, looking back now, I've learned that you gotta be clear about what you attract. So
Mm.
you can't, attract attention and then get it and then not want it
Mhm.
and complain
Mhm.
about it,
Mhm.
So that's one
Yeah.
thing. But then manageable naman. At this point, I mean, I'm sure with you, Bianca, also, at this point in our careers, we've been at it for a while.
Mhm.
Kaya na natin to manage our feelings and
Mhm.
also to, you know, maneuver around the privacy
Yeah.
part of all of this.
Yeah.
One more thing that I think is a struggle is that I feel like I have imposter syndrome sometimes.
Until now.
Yeah. Like I talk to Jeremy about it a lot.
What does he tell you?
Like he says I have imposter syndrome. Because like we'll have moments together, and I'll just be like, maybe I don't think I deserve this.
Really?
Yeah,
Even now?
yeah, like
That's
parang this is crazy. Like
surprising.
I'm like, minsan takot ako na parang, oh my gosh, like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Like I have moments where I'm like, parang, like for example with the book, it's the best selling right now. But I think about all the other writers that aren't a Miss Universe that have put books out there and continue to put books out there, and it's not, they are not earning a lot from it, but it's really their passion. I feel bad. Like I feel like, okay, I realize that I swerte ako kasi Miss Universe, I'm backed by ABS-CBN Books and Tuttle Publishing, and then I'm able to do interviews like this with you. But some writers really like they struggle to put their work out there, and then I'm getting a #1 bestseller. I mean, ito yung ginusto mo, diba?
Yeah.
Like you got it, but then I also can't help but think, oh man, I wish I could like
Yeah.
just, I don't know, how do I
get
I-
that. You're
I
an
don't know.
empath. Are you an empath?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't. I
yeah.
feel like, I mean, I'm happy for the success of the book, but I also can't help but think about like, oh man, like, oh, I know I had it easier than most.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing all of that. And second of all, you are not an imposter. You are absolutely the real deal. And I'm sure everyone listening to this will be like, what? Even her? She is. So you just made it very comforting for a lot of us who also deal with that. I guess that never ends as well. But yes, you are totally, totally the real deal in all ways. And I'm not just saying this. I absolutely mean it. I'll share with you a video later. I'll forward you a video I saw on Instagram by Reshma Shulani, I believe is her name. But I'll forward it to you. She talks about imposter syndrome in this commencement speech
Okay.
that she gave, and it was super powerful. So yeah, just to wrap this up, going back to the conversation when we started, to everyone, kasi like you said, parang now everyone has a platform,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I am of the belief that just because you have a platform, doesn't mean you can just share anything. There is a responsibility that comes with it, whether you have 1,000 followers or 1 million followers. So what is your, in true paano ba to fashion, what is your advice to everyone on how to own and share their story responsibly or with, I mean, like just to use the platform well, I guess.
Before we post something, a lot, and especially if it's an opinion on something, we always say, opinion ko naman to eh. Okay, and that's valid, and there's no questioning that. But also your opinion on it, but to who are you addressing? Who are you like sharing it to? You also have to think about that side of things. Like, yeah, you have a platform and you're sharing something and you put it out there, but think about how others will absorb what you're about to put. So this is especially crucial when you are stating an opinion about something kind of sensitive, politics or
Social
issues, whatever is happening in the world right now. You can absolutely say your piece, but also be mindful of who's gonna read this. Ano ba yung audience mo? Are there mostly young people who are easily influenced by what they read online? Like what kind of feeling are you trying to evoke here? Is it, do you want people to panic? Do you want people to rally with you? Do you want to inspire? Do you want to make people angry? Like what's the purpose of this? It's one thing to put your work out there, but also like, why? So that's one thing. And then that's on the more serious side naman. But also, if you are starting out and you are trying to grow your personal brand and your presence,
this is a sneak peek of the TED Talk.
Yeah, you're trying to grow your personal brand and or you have a small business, nagsisimula ka pa lang. The good thing about social media is that hindi na natin may traditional media pa rin naman like TV and movies and radio, ganyan. But our social media apps now are just as powerful. Anybody can be a star nowadays on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. So, nag-level na yung playing field. Nag-level na siya. Parang kung gusto mo maging kasing powerful sa influence ni Bretman Rock or Liza Soberano, abot kamay. It's not an impossible dream anymore. As long as you have your own platform and you know how to use it, kaya. But I think the important thing to remember is that people can tell whether you're authentic or not. So stay true to yourself. I know, again, it sounds like a pageant. I always catch myself doing these, but it's true. If you're thinking about longevity and to be able to sustain, you gotta share your story. You gotta share your experience, your feelings. And it will be easier for you and also just easier all around. People are smart nowadays. They can tell whether you're trying to bluff them with something or not. They know kung ginagamit mo talaga yung product na yan na binibenta mo. They know when you are not being real. So, my advice is just know yourself first. Kilalanin mo muna yung sarili mo ng maigi and believe in the work that you put out there and believe in yourself. You don't have to put up this front to be who you want to be. I think that's a key. Authenticity is number one. Because I did a bit of research about what millennials and Gen Zs really care about when it comes to social media. And number one is being authentic. Number
Although
one.
an overused word nowadays,
I mean, yeah.
authentic.
Yeah.
So I'll just sundot there. To end this, what does being authentic mean to you, or how would you define what being authentic is? It's so hard.
Yeah. Being authentic. To me, it means knowing yourself truly, being unafraid to share the good, but also the not so great parts about yourself. People appreciate it when you are honest with your storytelling, when you share the good, but you also share the struggles. It's very relatable. People will see themselves in you when you talk about what you went through, truly. Na hindi yung parang, oh nga, nahirapan ako, pero like
Okay na
how?
yun, yeah.
Oh, like how? Like, because everybody's going through something. No matter how big or successful a person you may seem like, everybody has battles. And to share that, it's very valuable. It's been working for me. So I think I am gonna just keep at that yeah. Wala eh, nasimulan ko na machika ako, kwento ko ng kwento sa life ko. So, and it seems to be, okay, so, personally kasi sa akin, Bianca, I've shared my life with my audience from the beginning, right? From when I was starting at ABS, joining pageants 3 times, going to Miss Universe, life after Miss Universe, the struggles, the mental health issues that I was going through, and now navigating a new phase of my life. I'm married, I'm writing a book, I'm starting a business, and I bring people with me to that journey. And what I want is for people to think na kung kinaya ko, kaya nyo din. Kahit na nandito na ako sa posisyon na to, alam nyo naman na dati extra lang ako, di ba? Alam nyo naman na dati 200 pesos lang ang laman ng wallet ko, di ba? Nakwento ko na yon. Alam nyo naman dati na ilang beses na rin akong napahiya, na na-reject. Alam nyo naman na iniwan ako ng dad ko. Alam nyo din naman na nag-aaway yung pamilya namin. Alam nyo naman na hindi na maging masyadong makulay, masaya yung love life ko. So, lahat naman parang na-share ko. At hindi rin ako nag-college. Isa pang hang-up ko yun na parang, high school lang ako. But I share it because I want people to think that despite things working against me, not really having a great head start in life, is that if you put in the work and you believe in your goals and yourself, you will you will have wins. You will make it. Like you will have wins, and it may not be in the form of winning a crown and being seen by millions of people, but you'll get to where you want to be if you don't give up and if you are firm in what your goal is and you just keep going at it. Because I I used to, like, I slept in my car because I didn't have a place. I would like sell my stuff just so I can buy hair extensions, like. And then, I mean, now I'm trying to start a business. I didn't go to school. Like, I'm learning things as I go along. But I share these things and I'm confident to share them because, one, it's the truth. And second is hopefully people who were in the same situation as me will feel like, okay, kaya ko rin yan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
That
Thank you.
was so powerful. That's like a TEDx talk right there.
Oh my
That
God.
last 5-ish minutes. As always, I super appreciate you,
No,
Pia.
thank
We
you,
may not
Bianca.
be like close, like as in friends from a long time, but seeing your journey throughout the years, I really think that aside from being one of the hardest workers ever, it's that you are inherently such a good person. That's why the good things come back to you. I'm not just saying this because you're here, but yeah, you super deserve everything. And I'm honestly looking forward to the evolution of Pia Wurtzbach in the next decade and many more decades to come.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
Thank you. I'm
Thank
happy to be here.
you.
Yeah.